Traditional beauty standards often treat natural hair like a problem to be solved. The old playbook was simple. Hide your texture, stretch your curls, and smother your scalp in plastic, aka synthetic extensions. Calling braided hairstyles protective is a stretch when the weight and the chemicals often cause more damage than they actually prevent. Lately, the demand for a neat and stretched hairstyle is losing its grip on some Afro hair social scenes. The braid itch is being traded for proper coils or curls. Life without braids is not a lack of style. It is an abundance of identity. This is the reality of the unbraided life. Hey there. You're tuned into your go-to podcast on all things natural hair, Unraveling the Knots. My name is Ganiat and I'm your host with the most. I'm a proud natural hair enthusiast and beautypreneur, and I am glad we get to go on this coily adventure together. Shout out to our OG and returning listeners. Thank you very much. You guys are the best. To our brand new listeners, thank you for stopping by, and we hope you enjoy your time with us today. When you're done listening, do check out our past episodes. Trust me, there is something for everyone, no matter where you are on your natural hair journey, even if you're still thinking of going natural. Our episodes are a blend of research, personal experience, and of course, controversial hair stuff. Our episodes are inspired by your feedback, requests, and suggestions. So please keep them coming. Send a mail to utkinhair@gmail.com. DM us on Instagram @UTKPodcasts. Today, we're talking about a breakup, and it is not a romantic one. It is a breakup with that giant bundle of synthetic hair that usually lives on our heads for weeks at a time. When it comes to natural hair, some of us are proud of it, and some of us treat our natural hair like a secret we're trying to keep. We've been taught that if our hair is not in braids, it is in danger. But is the opposite actually the truth? More recently, the social atmosphere is starting to feel different. More people are putting down synthetic braid hair and just existing with their own hair. No extensions, no synthetic fluff. Some people are getting tired of the weight and chemicals that come with braided hair. For a long time, braids were the uniform and quote-unquote protector for natural hair. Now, more people are beginning to ask the hard questions. Is it really a protective style if it makes your scalp irritated? Is it protective if it pulls your edges into another dimension? To help me pull back the curtain on this shift, I am joined by our brand strategist and resident fellow textured hair enthusiast, Feromi.
Hi, it's good to be back here.
Yes, Feromi. It's nice to have you here. Are you ready to banter today?
Well, I am.
Okay, let's do this. So let's start with the artistic side of going braid-free. The reality is hair has always been a huge part of Afro culture, and that includes braids. You know, braided hair adds a level of vividness. It gives your hair like spice. I'm not even going to lie. It adds color to our lives. And for people with shorter textured hair, there are limitations to what type of styles we can rock. And braids, it lets us achieve those styles. So think about like nice shuku with a full bun, koroba and all back with ends that people actually notice before even seeing your face. You know what I mean? On the other hand, individual braid styles can feel like a uniform. it kind of looks the same way on almost everyone. But when you wear your hair plain, you stand out. For the better or worse. It's true now.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it. Because without extensions, you tend to see the actual person. In the past and even now, we use braids to help our hair look neat. But neat in this instance can just feel more like predictable, which is boring. It really is. The emerging trend for most naturalistas is textured honesty. It is about the art of shrinkage. We're seeing more women moving away from trying to make their hair look long and simply embracing the fact that hair grows up and out. So it's defying gravity. And textured hair is a statement of taking up space. I also wanted to mention that rocking natural hair braid-free is nothing new. There have been women and men who have been proudly wearing their natural hair without anything extra, especially in religious and political spaces. Some religious teachings discourage the use of extensions too. So, yeah.
Now, we want to talk about how the hair extension market is changing. And these are actually due to a few factors. The biggest culprit is sustainability. I don't know, our friend sustainability keeps showing up everywhere. And it's also popped up in the hair extension aisle. Long story short, braiding as a way to protective style is not really appealing to people that are wellness focused or environmentally conscious. I believe until like 5 years ago, most people just used to grab the standard synthetic hair. You know, these are the extensions that we see everywhere made with plastic fibers. They're often coated with alkaline spray to make them heat resistant. So if you wear braids, that is why your scalp might feel uncomfortable or inflamed. But there's a new player in the game. I am seeing extensions made from leaves.
Yeah, this is actually the biggest change in the markets right now. Like we're seeing hair made from banana fibers and pineapple silk, and they're biodegradable. They're light, which is more of a luxury shift. So people want to look at braids without the environmental guilt or, the scalp rash that people have. And research also shows that plant-based fibers cause less scalp irritation than even the synthetic ones. So this market is moving from cheap plastic to plant-based luxury. But even with these leaf-based options, there is still a movement to just skip using braids altogether because people realize that even a plant-based braid is still weight on your own strand.
I completely agree. Let's actually talk about the evolution of braided hair from a legal side. And I think this will resonate deeply with a lot of people that are in the professional space. For the longest time, wearing your natural hair out was a professional risk. It really was. But the data actually shows that the tide is turning. So in the US, the Crown Act is a great example. I believe as of March of this year, there are 27 states that have officially implemented the Crown Act. That means over half the country has legal protection against hair discrimination. And this is huge, really. It means you can walk into an office with a fro and the law is on your side. But it is not just limited to the US.
Well, Europe is moving too. France passed a national bill to ban hair discrimination in the workplace and schools. So in the UK, the government issued strict guidelines to stop schools from punishing students for rocking natural hairstyles. And in the motherland, the movement is just as strong. In South Africa and Kenya, court rulings and student protests forced schools to rewrite their code of conduct. So they're moving away from old rules that favored straightened hair. Workplaces in major African hubs are now facilitating the ease of wearing natural hair. And this is removing those restrictive beauty policies.
So, Fermi, how about Nigeria? Are there any new or recent legislations making it easier for people to wear their natural hair out?
The law in Nigeria does not require you to hide your hair. While individual companies might still have old rules, these rules are increasingly difficult to defend in court. The expectation in 2026 is that as long as the hair is healthy and handled with care, it is legally protected in any professional or educational setting.
Good to know. Good to know. So let's segue to the social hurdle of going braid-free natural. If you've been listening to this podcast, I think we've heard this so many times, right? There's an idea that plain natural hair is somehow unprofessional or undone. That notion is still prevalent, right? This is where the controversy lives. For decades, we have the media showing people what good hair looks like, aka it has to be smooth and long. If your hair was in a puff or a fro, you were told you looked messy. So the laws have changed, or the laws changed, but the mindset, still takes longer.
Yeah, the mindset that natural hair is hard to manage is still very pervasive. The reality is that we have just learned, or should I say, just now learning that, how to work with natural hair. We have been hiding in braids since we were children. And there is also a myth that hair only grows when it's tucked away.
That is a huge myth. Jeremy, I'm going to ask you, do you feel that way, or have you noticed growth with or without your hair in braids?
Well, personally, I have noticed growth in both phases, but the difference is awareness. When my hair is in braids, growth is happening, but I mean, I'm not saying it because it's tucked away. And then I'm not touching, I can't feel it. I can't say for sure that it's growing, but it feels like progress because when I eventually take out my braids, I see something. But when my hair is out, I am more involved. I am moisturizing, I'm detangling, I'm observing, I'm pulling it to my nose or my chin to see whether it has grown or not. So yeah, I notice length, notice thickness, I notice changes, and it feels more real. So I wouldn't say that braids grow your hair or it doesn't grow your hair.
Mm.
But I know your hair grows every day. Braids do not make you grow faster. They sort of just hide the shedding. When you wear your hair out, you see every shed hair and you panic. Oh, I'm losing hair. But because you think your hair is falling out, but
Yeah.
it's just hair does. It's normal for hair to fall out, whether you are in braids or your hair is just there. I mean, it's normal. So if your hair is not shedding, you should see a doctor.
Oh man. So speaking of going braid free, it's not all easy. What are the actual struggles of going braid free?
Hmm. The weather is a big one because your hair has a mind of its own. You walk out with a defined look and the humidity turns it into clouds. And the time factor too, you cannot just get up and go like you can with braids. That is the struggle. But it's only a struggle if you're trying to make your hair do something it doesn't want to do. If you accept the frizz as part of the style, the struggle actually disappears. The reality is that we spend more time fighting our texture than enjoying it. And it's important to become less obsessed with definition than, and get more concerned with the health of our hair.
Yeah, I think that is such an important gem when it comes to how we care for our hair these days. I completely agree with your point. It's 100. So we have covered the art, we have talked about the global laws, and we've also highlighted the increasing demand for biodegradable braids. Ferami, let's start sharing some helpful solutions for going braid-free with our listeners. What are our final solutions for everyone or anyone trying to go braid-free?
One would be low manipulation art because you do not have to style your hair every single day. Whether it's in a loose bun, in a puff, a simple twist. People think that no braids means more work, but it actually means more freedom if you choose simple style options. Then number two would be let your scalp breathe. Stop treating your scalp like a basement. It's a garden. And without synthetic extensions, your scalp can balance its own oils. If you're struggling with itchiness or thinning edges, A braid-free month might just be the medicine your scalp needs.
And for the third point, I would say, guys, please just accept your curls. We need to start recognizing that shrinkage is a sign of healthy, elastic hair. Stop trying to stretch it to look like a braid. Embrace the volume. Artistically, a fro is a statement. You are allowed to take up space in the room. And I think a very important and final point is remember that the world is changing. There's actually more legal backing for being you. Think about the US. There's 27 states now, and even look at countries like Kenya pushing to protect your hair. So you're no longer alone. You have the right to show up as yourself. That is the reality. Life without braids is not unexciting. It is a journey from fixing your hair to actually featuring your hair, to letting it shine. That's all we have for today's episode. Verami, any last minute thoughts on embracing a braid-free life?
I'd say this though. Going braid-free is not a rule, it's an option. And it's not about demonizing braids or saying that extensions are bad. It's about understanding that your natural hair as it is enough. It is versatile, it's expressive, it's complete just as it is. So whether you choose braids or plant-based extensions or nothing at all, the goal is make sure your choice is coming from confidence and not conditioning of what like people are saying or what people are choosing. Because at the end of the day, the healthiest relationship you can have with your hair is not just with the hair as it's wear. It's about how you see yourself wearing it. So it's not about having this hair or that hair or this type of hair. It's about you yourself. What do you feel like when you have your hair on? How does it make you feel? Are you confident in it physically? I think that's all I have to say.
That is such a fantastic way, or should I say a fantastic message to end the show with. Thank you so much for joining me today, Farimi. I really loved and enjoyed your insights. So guys, did you learn something new? Will you be trying out plant-based extensions? Are you feeling inspired to go braid-free? When will you be starting? We want to know. Send an email to utkinhair@gmail.com. DM us at UTK Podcast. And if you're ready to elevate your hair routine and invest in products that actually nourish, check out our science-backed natural formulas at www.eidaranaturals.com. Eidara is spelled as EYIDARA. Naturals. NATURALS. One more thing. We will appreciate your rating wherever you get your podcasts. And continue to share this podcast with others. Thank you. It's your host, Ganiat, signing out. Catch you on the next episode of Unraveling the Knots.